The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors. Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to, would you believe, the final Topic Time interview of October. I can't believe it. Tomorrow's Halloween. I'm staying safe, hopefully. Goblins are bold and bound, whatever, that's no problem. Tonight we have an awesome guest. She's the wife of Easton Community, the best-selling children's author that you saw a few weeks ago, and we're going to interview her. She's a dream analyst, and she wrote a book called The Dream Group, The Dream, say it again?
Class. The Dream Class.
Got it. Okay. I read it. I'm sorry. You're okay with that? Okay. The Dream Class. Okay. We're going to have a dream class, and we're going to talk all about dreams, and also she's a relationship expert as well, and we're going to cover that. But of course, before we get to her, I got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have the Boston Auto Group in Northeastern. We have Grip It and Rip It, trading cards and sports videos in West Bridgewater. We have Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We have Lynch's Towing, Auto, Cycle, and Truck Center in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects. My pal Lynchy in Brockton is always in search of new scrap metal, wheels, anything to do with transportation. He handles it all. We have the Vittoria Connoisseria Brazilian Meat Market in Taunton. We have Mulberry Frozen Yogurt in Raynham. We have One Good Credit in Brockton. We have Sharnock Auto Body and Repair in Lakeville. We have Brian's Barbershop in Kingston. We have the Wayham House of Pizza in Wayham. We have Rose Jewels in Kingston, rocking the South Shore in custom design for 29 years, and they're selling their fine jewelry on layaway for the holidays. We have Dirty Paws Pet Grooming in Southeastern. We have Pal's Driving School in Middleborough, setting up classes for February and March of 2026. Better get on that website. We have the Riverside Cafe in Wareham, open 6 days a week, all except Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. They have the best breakfast in Boston and the Cape, and they make DoorDash deliveries. We have Bay Street Vape and Smoke in Taunton. We have Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We have Diesel Plus Unlimited in Whitman. We have the Alter Ego Salon and Spa in Berkeley. We have Yaley's Cleaners and Tailors in Norwell under new ownership. Thank you very much. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have Carver Jewelers in Carver, Ronald Aaron Lally Delano Goldsmiths on Route 58. We have a new one, Drew Cutts Barbershop in Raynham. We have Vineyard Farm in West Bridgewater. We have Doggy Boutique, all-breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next-door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have Hairway to Heaven Family Hair Salon in Norwell. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have the Cornerstone Barbershop in Pembroke. We have good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have DNS Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington, also on Route 58. We have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We have Evan Young Realty, that's my brother, the realtor. We have Haven Psychiatric Services right here in the building in room 211, and we have Joe's Diner in Taunton. And now, Patricia Eltinge, is that how you say your last name?
Eltinge.
Eltinge, there's no R in there, right?
No R, no D, Eltinge.
Eltinge, you got it. Okay, well, don't worry, we'll spell it right in the graphics. You have to pardon my, sometimes I'm human and I don't always, say it correctly, but we always correct it if we have to. That's the joy of being human, is that you can throw a faux pas in there every now and then say, hey, I'm human and I'm still awesome what I do. All right, well,
I'm really happy to be here with a human.
Oh, good, instead of hey, I dude, right? Exactly. And I hope you appreciate the beautiful foliage behind me. That's actually a green screen, but my tech guy really picked a winner of we have, up here in New England, we have plenty of great scenery in the autumn. But, okay, now we're going to talk about you. Now, you're in Florida. And it looks like you're in the same house that your husband, Easton, is in, right?
Well, we have two different offices, but
different offices.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Now you're a dream analyst and you're a relationship specialist, and that's fantastic.
I am indeed. I'm an expert. In my book is The Dream Class.
Right.
Know Your Dreams, Know Yourself is the subtitle.
Okay.
And That's what I teach people to do, is get in touch with their subconscious mind through their dreams, because your dreams are the direct link to your subconscious mind. So what I'm doing is teaching people to get in touch with their own sixth sense.
Okay. Well, on that note, I just have a quick. Do you use hypnosis at all?
No, I don't use hypnosis. I teach people to get in touch with their own subconscious.
Okay, I dream every night, and I'm gonna. So what I do when I interview someone, whenever we have a subject which I can relate to, what I do is I share my own experiences of that subject
Yes,
because
that's what I want.
right,
Yes.
good, okay. But now, ordinarily, when I dream. What happens is I usually, and I think a lot of people might tell you this. You're in a situation where things are kind of distorted. I mean, you're in a room that's familiar, but it's not the same room but it's actually a different room than when you're awake and you say, oh, okay, I know I'm in this room at the TV station. But in a dream, I might think I'm at the TV station, and all of a sudden it's an art museum, and I'm thinking, okay, well, and I don't think anything of it. If that happened while I was awake, that would be weird. Now, most of the time when when we dream, at least my experience is most of the time, I don't know I'm dreaming. Now, the last time I had I'm going back in time to 1996. I had two dreams one night. I think it was the same night, and it was kind of significant because these were two actual dreams when I knew I was dreaming. Well, one I knew I was dreaming, and the other one might have been an afterlife experience with someone that had just passed that we were friends with. So. In one of the dreams, I was out on my front lawn, and it was a beautiful sunny afternoon, and there were two granite-made Buddha statues, right on each side of the lawn, on each side of my, porch, walk-up porch. And I said, this has to be a dream. Okay, that's because I said, there's no way. I never had Buddha statues on my front lawn. That's number one. And number two, there was a friend of ours that passed away very young. He was only 59. He smoked, and he had died of lung cancer. But what he loved to do, he was a very good guy. He was a faithful husband. He was married to his wife for almost 30 years before he passed. She's still alive. But what he loved to do was he liked to gamble. He liked to go to the dog track and bet on the dogs. He liked to play cards. He loved games and pastimes. So I had a dream that I was with him in a high rise, and I knew he'd passed away, and he was sitting there with a bunch of dudes playing poker or some kind of card game. And I said to him, hey, Ira, how's death treating you? And he goes, don't be a wise ass, Harrison, because that's the way he always was. He'd always talk. That's the way he talked to us. He was pretty funny. He had a good sense of humor. Now, I'm thinking to myself, that dream, I was wondering if I actually made contact with him. He'd passed 3 months earlier.
Well, it can be possible, but moreover, what you are in touch with is that aspect of yourself that is like him. So everyone in our dreams represents an aspect of ourself. And when you were dreaming of him, and even at the moment when you said, oh, this is weird, I must be in a dream, that you had a little moment of lucid dreaming, we call it. And I talk about that in chapter 13 here. And when you're lucid dreaming means you're aware that you're dreaming when you're in a dream. So I can expand on that another time. But with this, when people are in your dreams that have passed, we utilize people who are living and who are not living, and people we know, and sometimes even people we don't know, but they represent different aspects of our own character.
Right.
So here's the rest of what I do. I help you connect the dots to your waking life. So what was going on in your waking life in that period, that day before, that day that you had that dream, the day before, let's say, you had that dream, what was going on in your life? Were you wise-assing around with some people, and you had that kind of fun, snappy side to yourself?
No,
Who
it's
are you dealing with?
No, I don't know. I don't know what I was. All I know was that his passing was recent, and then I'm also wondering about the Buddha statues too, because I'm just wondering.
Well, that's a spiritual, and those are spiritual images.
Okay. Yep.
So you were somehow in your life you have let some spirituality, but probably because of the people you talk to, and I don't know all the different people you talk to, but you have allowed some kind of spirituality in your consciousness
Right.
and you said it's on two sides, and you were walking through the gate where they were kind of like the pillars?
There was one on each side of the, I had, it was at my old house, it had two sides of the front lawn, and then there was the walkway to the front porch. So it was one on each side of the porch, of the walkway.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's
then you
very
were
symmetrical.
walking, and then you were walking in, so you walked past them, am I
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so you were entering a space, a spiritual space for yourself. And and let me just tell you, all our dreams are personal, so there's no dream dictionary per se. My book is not a dream dictionary. I teach people how to connect with their own perceptions of the images they see in their dreams. So what is your perception of the Buddha, of Buddha statues?
Well, my perception is that as somebody who's, always curious about the meaning of life, Buddha is probably the most soothing philosopher of the meaning of life, compared to, like, say, the reborn Christians, who are just the opposite. Nothing soothing
Okay,
about their.
so that's your perception. So for you, in your dream, you are entering this dwelling. It was supposedly your house you were
I
entering,
wasn't
but
even
it was
entering the
really
house. I was just out in the. I was just standing outside. I was just looking at him, and
and you're walking past the
correct.
statues.
Yes.
Okay, but what has so that represents, and it's on both sides of you, on your right and your left side. Am I
Right.
right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, so that shows that you are a fairly integrated person with your masculine and feminine sides.
Okay.
Our right side is the masculine side, which is doing, performing, ideas, productivity. Our feminine side is our feeling centeredness, the body and our feelings and our emotions.
Okay.
So this shows your balance between your masculine and feminine sides, and that what you're doing with your show here and everything is evidence of that, because you're trying to help people. You have your sponsors, and you are talk to all different types of people,
Right.
and you try to give a balanced perspective on what's going on out in the world.
Okay. Interesting. But see, here's the thing. Now, usually, that's the reason I brought those dreams up is because I don't usually have dreams where I know I'm dreaming. Usually, I don't know. These, like I'm saying, I don't like. That's what made this kind of unique compared to most of the dreams that I have, which is,
That's wonderful, because that's connecting your subconscious mind with your conscious mind. So that's what I lucid dream most often. Most often, I've been doing dream work for 35 years. So
Okay.
I'm often aware that I'm dreaming, and I don't particularly advise people, most people, I should say, to try to alter their dreams. When you are in a lucid dreaming state, you can change the scenario. I utilize those techniques for people who have post-traumatic stress disorder, children who have experienced scary things and have nightmares. So I teach them lucid dreaming techniques where they can change the situation. But even if you find yourself in a scary situation, let it happen, because our dreams are there to help us navigate our waking life. So even if there's a scary moment in the dream, you actually want to let it unfold, because that way you are preparing your subconscious mind is preparing your conscious mind to navigate your waking life in a better way, more smoothly.
Okay. Well, it's interesting you should say that, because as a baby, I had some really scary dreams, and I had an apparition. I don't even know if this seemed more like an apparition than a dream. I had this character, this female silhouette, when I was in a crib, and I didn't even know what electricity was, because I was just, maybe a couple of years old, if that. We lived in the city of Cambridge, Mass. Harvard. My parents were college students, so we lived on the third floor of this cockroach-riddled apartment. And every night, or not every night, but most nights, when they shut the lights out to have me go to sleep, the shadowy figure with this female shadow came into the room and touched me and gave me a shock, and I couldn't outrun it. And this was horrible. And And for the rest of the next, probably almost 20 years, I slept with the light on because of that. Not because when I got older, I realized it was something that, I could outlive. But when I got older, I used to worry that if I had to get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom or get a drink of water, I might fall. So I slept with the light on until I was like 19, and then I stopped. But that was something I'm still wondering if that was a sign from God telling me I was a sinner and to change my ways, even at that young
No,
age.
people tend to think things is bad, but you were being touched. Maybe you were being touched to this energy force was letting you know that you're blessed. So many
It feels
times
blessed when you're
people,
getting a shock and you can't, it's a horrible, it didn't feel blessed, but if you say so.
you felt a shock from it, is what I'm
Correct.
asking you?
Yes.
Okay. So like a zap?
Yeah, like a zap, like a very
And
unpleasant shock.
where did it touch you?
Usually anywhere she could. Remember, I was in a crib. I couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, but
And
what part of
I
your
tried to
body was,
run her, and she touched me, and all of a sudden, yeah, and that was it.
where did she touch you on? Which part of your body?
All over, wherever she could reach me. It was like she,
Oh, it was different times. It was
yeah,
different
she was
places.
just she wanted to zap me. That was her goal. I
But
caught.
I want to share something with you. You
Okay,
were maybe being zapped with really amazing energy.
okay. Well, maybe I hope so. I'm all right. Well, I guess.
There's energy in the world, and a baby wouldn't know the difference between positive and it sounds to me like it could have been some kind of an angel that was giving you. You were connected with something, some energetic force,
Okay.
and it doesn't necessarily mean it was bad. It just scared you. And if you read my book, especially in my introduction, I talk about how I got initially connected in this way before I had even studied. But when I was a small child, I talk about it in my book,
Okay.
how when I was kidnapped, and that very type of thing is what saved me, and I wasn't killed.
You were really kidnapped, or was that a dream?
No, I was kidnapped as a child.
Wow.
And that's how I got interested in doing dream work in the first place.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
now I got to read the book.
I should hope so.
Okay. All right. Well, so that was something I went through as a kid, and it was unbelievable. But as a child, I was also very negative. I was a very antisocial kid, and my parents, even as young as like a year and a half, I would lash out at everybody basically, and so there was a lot of anger in me. If you want to go the psychological route, so I think that was probably part of it.
So that was probably this shadow. We talk about in psychology our shadow side,
Okay.
and so it could be your own shadow side of you, which you hopefully dealt with later and tried to understand more about your shadow, which is the parts of you that sabotage your life.
Right. Okay. Well, all right.
So that's what I help people do. I help people get in touch with all their different parts so that they can live a full, productive, and anxiety-free life when we start understanding all our parts.
Did you now? Do you have a college degree in psychology, or if you do,
I
yeah.
am I'm a transactional analyst, which
Okay.
is a communications expert, and that's what segues into my other book, which is called Successful
Successful relations.
Relationships.
That's something I suck at too.
Communication tools for singles and couples.
Okay.
So that's my background. So I'm a dream analyst, a transactional analyst, and a life coach for all types of people, all ages, to help people navigate their lives more smoothly.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have a college degree, and if so, from where?
Yeah, I went to University of Southern California,
Okay.
and then after that, I did continuing education at the School of Natural Healing in Utah, and I had a mind, body, spirit wellness clinic in California for many years with my former husband.
Okay.
And Then went on to have many, many certifications that are all over the walls
Cool.
here,
Okay.
which are in my various trainings. And then the after School of Natural Healing, yeah, went on to study deeper psychology, continuing education, and the Want Institute. And my longtime mentor, who pushed me to do my first book, is Dr. Pat Allen.
Oh, yes, I
And
remember you mentioned that in your video.
she wanted me to finish this, to create this book, and she had her foot in my behind to finish it before she would leave the planet. And
Pat and
she's
Pat,
still
right?
alive at 92.
Okay, that was Pat and Pat, because you're a Pat.
I'm a Patricia and she's a
Pat,
Pat.
got
That's
it,
right.
okay. That's what I wasn't sure on, whether the other Pat was male or female. Now I am.
Oh, she's a 92-year-old lady.
92,
And
congratulations to her,
yeah.
wow,
Yeah, so
great.
I made sure I got this book out, and then I'm working. This is the other book, and people call me from all over the world with the dream stuff, and all over the country with actually outside the country too. This book is being translated. Both my books are being translated, and I'm working on my third book now.
Okay, how do you help people how do you help people that are looking for relationships get them? Do you have like a dating site too?
My website, I've for the people for dating and relating,
Okay,
is
okay.
my website. There is success. Let me see, what is it? I don't know. I don't look up
Don't worry
myself
about
very
that.
often.
If you want, when we're done with the show, you can check it then, and we'll make sure
I
we edit it into
think
the
it's
graphics.
called successrelationships.net, maybe.
Okay, that's all right. We'll figure it out. All right. Well, I guess you're doing pretty well.
Eitan will tell me what it is in a minute.
Okay, that's fine. So then we can, that way, we can edit, we do the graphics on Tuesday, we can edit it.
He'll tell me.
Yeah, I know. I think he
I'll
told me
get
when
I'll
I
get a
interviewed him.
card here in a minute. He's got it.
Okay, all right. Well, that's fantastic. So basically, if I wanted to say, look to connect with someone, I could get that website, and then I'd be on a dating app, right?
And
Is
you'd
that it?
be on me like this. And one moment.
Okay.
Eitan, what's the website for success?
She's calling off stage to my guest from a few weeks ago.
That's it.
Okay.
Successrelationships.net.
Okay. All right. We'll make sure we get that up in the graphics. All right. Well, so tell me about your childhood. How did you end up, in this life? I just want to go through that before we wrap the show up.
Well, I'm second or third generation Los Angeles, Southern
Okay.
California, and grew up in a very nice middle-class family.
Okay.
And doing a lot of outdoor sports and horses and surfing and skiing and all those good things. But even in a beautiful place, kids back in those days, I'm older than I appear probably, but I'm 75 now.
Wow.
And yeah,
I thought you were
so
35.
thank you. But anyway, well, see, we have to take care of ourselves. Even living in a really beautiful place, kids, that was back then in the
Okay.
50s, and I got kidnapped.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can talk about it if you want. It's not, I mean, we already mentioned it.
Oh, no, I processed it. That's why I'm here to help people, because I really know that people can get past their things that have happened to them and grow. And so I'm here to help others, because I really learned how to process the scary things that happened to me.
Right.
And then got deeply into my studies because of it. So that's why I say sometimes the negative things that happen to us can become our blessing too, because I feel blessed and I'm able to help others.
Okay. Well, I always say everything happens for a reason, even bad things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How did you and Eitan meet? Just wondering.
Well, he calls it a literary romance.
Okay. What does that mean exactly?
Meaning, when my longtime mentor pushed me to do this book, I had everything I needed, worked on it for several years, and then I was walking on the beach one day with a neighbor, lady friend,
That was in California,
neighbor.
right?
Yeah, in California on
Okay.
Venice Beach. And she goes, "Oh, how's that book of yours coming?" And I go, "Well, there's nothing more I need to do on it. It's finally, I've got everything. Now it just needs to be a book." And she goes, "Well, I've got just the person to introduce you to." And that was over 8 years ago. And that was on a Wednesday. And by Saturday, the three of us were having lunch together
Okay.
and worked on the book project, became friends, and one thing led to another.
That's fantastic. Like I said, everything happens for a reason, and
A
that
literary romance.
literary romance. And I'm a reader. I'm a reader, and I wrote before I became the greatest talk show host. I was a great short story writer too. So I've written
Ooh,
I've written a couple of books.
wonderful. Let Easton publish them for you. He's a marvelous
Although
publisher.
already published. I'm not. This is what I'm doing
Oh,
now.
okay, good.
And by the way, just so you know, we're in the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me. I found it very stimulating. I hope you did as well.
I'm glad you shared your dream. That's really important for people
Yep.
to share their dreams and try to understand them so we can navigate our waking lives and understand ourselves better.
Okay. Well, now that we're in the final 5 minutes, what I want you to do is to give shouts out to people that are going to see the show. We start with Eitan if he's there, and then you can, just condense them, and then we'll wrap the show up with my snap and the way we began it. You know what I
I'm
mean?
going to shout out to anybody I want to watch the show. Okay, Mia, watch the show.
Okay. All right. Well, now, are there any events coming up in the near future that you want to, allude to? Because I want to make sure we cover everything. If not, that's fine.
Well, I do. People can hire me for their groups to do talks, and I do talks. Some groups want me for dream work, and other groups want me for relationship expertise and successful relationship advice and communication skills. So I do Zoom groups, people's book clubs, and their church groups, their temple, whatever their group is, their golf clubs. They like to have me come and do a talk.
Okay, so it's basically just, anyone that's interested can reach you and set something up.
Yes.
And I guess most of your stuff is done, by Zoom, not in person. Or do you have an
I do both in person
both.
and by Zoom.
Okay. All right. Well, if you had a good time with me, if you know anybody that you think might be a good guest for my show, you got my digits.
Okay.
Have them contact me. We'll set it up. We'll get them on either by Zoom or in person. I also prefer the in-person interview if we can get it. But obviously, if you're far away, then Zoom works, as it is now. And
That's right.
and that's it. So have you ever done anything else? I want to make sure I want to see if make sure I cover everything. You ever done any acting, modeling, played music?
I did in my younger years. Yes, I did a lot of TV commercials.
Okay.
And I was a champion horse jumper rider in my
Okay.
youth also.
And the horses had to be champions too, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten over the obstacle, right?
That's right. They were champions too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to wrap the show up, and if it's okay, you're very photogenic. Would you mind sticking around? And my tech guy will take a pic for Facebook, and then I'll tag you in it.
Okay.
And you can tag me if you want as well.
Yes, absolutely. Will do.
All right. You did a wonderful job with me. Eitan, if you're watching, hope you're doing well. Thank you for setting it up. And if you can't hear me, you can tell him. I'm sure he'll acknowledge it. And that's it. Okay. All right, folks, wrapping up October in Topic Time Nation. November brings more great guests, and on we go. So wrapping up and snapping out. Here we go.
Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.